Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Tensura x Kuma Kuma Bear, Tensura by NullAzatoth Chapter 12. The next day. Cliff. Thankfully everything went well. Rimuru. Sigh, I lost my cool there Gomen, Eleonora. Well, it was their foolishness that caused that, Gran. Well, His Majesty did make an announcement for it to not happen again. Flashback Ferret. Before we end my birthday, I just wish to announce something important. Everyone turned to the king in anticipation. Ferret. The one who saved this kingdom from its destruction is none other than Rimuru Tempest and his wives. Everyone was shocked to hear this. His face and name was not known. Rimuru released a bit of his aura, including his wives. Everyone felt it was dreadful and imposing. Ferret. Let it be known that Rimuru Dono himself can destroy a country with minimal efforts. He can destroy a mountain with a swing of his sword, and annihilate a whole army. Everyone didn't doubt his words. Ferret. His wives are no different, no one is to offend them. If you do, then the country has cut its ties with you and your whole family. Let it be known that it is foolish to go against him. Everyone didn't say anything. Some wanted to retort, but feeling the aura of Rimuru made them tremble. Flashback ends. Rimuru. I have my doubts, there will always be foolish individuals. Cliff. Sigh, I can't really say anything to that. Yuna. Well, as long as they don't try anything stupid. Rimuru. If they did anything stupid, then their whole family would be tortured for eternity. Gran. Cliff and Eleonora shivered, they knew he isn't joking. Yuna. Well, I do want to visit the princess again. Yuna also meet the princess which she adored. She was soft on kids, and not just her but Velzard, Shizu and Shuna were playing with her. But to the other's surprise, Rimuru also doted on the princess. He looked like a father. Rimuru has long wanted to have a daughter, hence he unconsciously treat girls like Fina as his own. Rimuru. Well, that's fine, I also want to visit her. If we had a daughter, she would undoubtedly be good friends with her. Yuna hearing this blushed. Cliff and the others were still dumbfounded by Yuna's character, since she was never like this. Indeed, she was shy, and all but to be a maiden in love was out of their minds. The same Yuna who is sometimes tomboyish and cunning, she is also playful and carefree. Velzard. Well, I also want a daughter, Shizu. I've also been waiting, you know. Shuna. The others have been wanting for a successor. Rimuru. Well, it wouldn't be bad to have a child, maybe we should start considering it. Velzard. Of course we should. Guy and Marianne keeps on annoying me asking for a niece and nephew. Shuna. My big brother has also asked me many times. Shizu. I want one. Rimuru. Well, then I guess it's decided, but let's not do it now though. The three nod. Cliff. Well, it's indeed important for you to have a successor, Rimuru Dono, so what do you guys plan to do now? Rimuru. I'm not sure, but we will enjoy our time in this world. Yuna. Let's go to Cremonia in a week. The others agreed. So for the next days they all went and enjoyed their time in the capital. Everyone would bow to them in respect and fear, but Rimuru and the Furls didn't mind them. Many also gave them free fruits and such. A week later. Cliff. So Yuna, you guys are going to leave today? Yun. Yes. Currently Morin and Karen are packing their things. Velzard and the girls are storing the clothes and food they bought. Devil and Lilith are also packing the things they bought. Grace is saying her goodbyes to Shia. Both became very good friends, not to mention Shia wants to reach the same heights as Grace, although she understood about the difference between them, but she at least want to be acknowledged by Grace. Nore and Fina are also telling their goodbyes to Masana. Rimuru. Cliff, why don't you and Nawar join the return? Cliff. That's a good offer, but I will have my army in tow. It would slow us down. Are you alright with that? Rimuru. Ah, don't worry about it, we have a way to travel easily in big numbers. Cliff. Even an army. Rimuru. Let me tell you this, when my country first entered its war, I sent my army to its location in mere seconds, a whole 40 to 50,000 strong. Cliff was shocked and speechless. Yuna. Ma. I was also surprised by this, but you can't get surprised every time, right? Cliff merely nods. Hours later, Yuna. So Cliff, where is your army? Cliff. I had them outside already prepared to leave. Rimuru and Yuna nods, they all proceed to go outside. As they walk through the streets they were given quite the grand farewell, it was excessive, too excessive. Yuna sighed while Rimuru merely smiled, patting her head. Upon arrival they were all gathered in an open area. Cliff. Listen all of you, we will be transported to Cremonia, so prepare yourselves, this will be shocking. The soldiers and knights didn't understand what he meant but prepared nonetheless. Rimuru then used an army-scale teleportation magic. The soldiers were surprised by the magic circle but didn't react as much since they knew of Rimuru in the monster attack. Finally Rimuru activated it and they disappeared. Cremonia. Outside Cremonia was a huge teleportation circle and an army emerged. Cliff. I can't believe it, we're already here. The soldiers and knights were shocked. Karen and Morin were also shocked. Rimuru. Anyways, now that we are here, will you tour us around this city, Yuna? Yuna. Sure. While the other D were still in utter shock, Yuna and Rimuru had already made plans. Grace. I wonder how this city is, Lilith. IWSNT to taste the food of this world. Lilith was excited. Devil. I wonder if there are any strong individuals here. While the three were talking to each other, Velzard. Let's prepare in case a pest try to get near what's ours. Shuna. I agree, but with Yuna here I doubt they would do something stupid. Only a selected few are permitted to join us after all. Shizu. If they did try anything funny and ruin Rimuru and Yuna's date. The three of them smiled viciously. While their direct subordinates are sighing, tired of dealing with such antics for the past years, but even then they loyally follow their soul masters. And so the Rimuru and the girls went to the city. The people was shocked with how fast the army has returned and happy to see that not many were killed but only injured. Yuna first sent Karen and Morin to her house. Then she decided to go to the guild first, leading Rimuru and the others. Cliff needed to do work so he left them. Norei also followed her father. Finally, when they arrived at the guild, the people were talking about them. Rimuru's presence was truly dominant and his handsome face caught all the women's heart. While the girls made all the men crazy, but none of them were able to recognize Yuna. Receptionist. Are you here to sign up as adventurers? Yuna, understanding her situation, smirked. Yuna. But why'd I need to when I am already registered? She said this loud enough for everyone to hear. Reception. But. Wait, this voice, it can't be Yuna-san? The guild receptionist was shocked and in disbelief. Gents, who was busy and heard this, ran towards Yuna. Gents. Yuna. Is that really you, Yuna? Who else do you think it is? Fina. Your loud dad, gents. Well, it's just hard to imagine. Yuna got irritated. The guild master who just came out is also surprised. Meanwhile, everyone, including those who knew her, were shocked as well. This beautiful and fragile-looking girl is the same bloody bear. Lorena. That's Yuna-chan. I didn't know she looked like this. Gil. I am the same, Lands. TCH. The bystanders were still shocked but will be even more shocked once they learned who Rimuru is. Gents. By the way, Yuna, who are they? Gents pointed towards Rimuru's group. Yuna. This is Rimuru and his wives. Everyone hearing this was shocked. Gents. Wah? All the men were cursing at Rimuru, feeling heartbroken. Yuna. He is my fiancé, by the way. This brought more shock especially to Gents and the guild master. Gents, guildmaster, adventurers, fiancé. After everyone calmed down. Gents. That's a bit surprising. Yuna. Is it? Anyways, we came here since Rimuru wants to register as an adventurer together with the others. Guildmaster. Is that so, Yuna? Honestly, they could have done it in the capital, but they decided to do it here since they will be living here in Cremonia from now on. Guildmaster. Let me ask this just in case, how strong are they? Yuna. Well, strong enough that we were the one who killed all the monsters that attacked the capital. Yuna once again dropped a bomb. Everyone. What? Guildmaster. Wait, it can't be. The capital released a notice of individuals who are deemed as our country's heroes. Yuna. Asanya-san did ask me that. I rejected it at first, but it might prove to be helpful in the future. Everyone was dumbfounded and couldn't believe what they heard. She even gave the official notice with the Guildmaster Sonya's signature and King's signature on it. Guildmaster. I couldn't believe it. Yuna. Cliff also has a notice and you can confirm it with him. He saw how we single-handedly fought that whole monster army. All the people were speechless. Rimuru. Is there something wrong? Are you doubting my cute wife? Rimuru's words sent shivers to all those present. Guildmaster. No, it's just shocking. Rimuru. Ho. Even with all the achievements she has done, you doubt she could fight a horde of Mozenters? Everyone was dumbfounded by his words. No sane person would do such or could do it. He is stating as a matter of fact. Velzard. Just a bunch of monsters numbering 10 to 50,000 isn't much, you know. Shuna. I agree, the more problematic situation would be a bunch of incompetent individuals who limits their perspective and doesn't even try to achieve the impossible. Shizu. Don't be like that, girls. Rimuru is just out of the ordinary. He has achieved too many impossible things, you know. Rimuru. Ho? Are you girls falling in love with me all over again? Smirk, Yuna. Hey, don't flirt here, and today was supposed to be my day of having him for myself. Velzard. Goman, Yuna. Right now the men were simultaneously humiliated and jealous. Humiliated by the girls' words and Rimuru having such beautiful wives. Rimuru. Now then, Guildmaster, do we need to take a test of sorts? Right now he is troubled. If what they say is true, then no test could be taken, as Rimuru is a hero whose power is unknown and can't be estimated. Rimuru. Sigh. How about this, let me and my wives fight so you could understand the level we are at. This surprised them since some still doubted their words, especially the girls being that strong, but all of them know of Yuna's power to kill and Black Viper. So the Guildmaster agreed and led them to an open area. Rimuru against them, including Yuna. Some were excited to see Yuna fight and the girls, while some men wanted Rimuru to loose butt. Rimuru. Girls. Don't. Hold. Back, and immediately the furls appeared in front of him with weapons. Everyone was dumbfounded and shocked seeing this. The speed was too hard for them to see. Meanwhile the girls merely moved in high speed and slowed down when in front of Rimuru to show the adventurers the difference in power. Meanwhile Rimuru merely blocked them with his arms and legs. He used his left hand to catch Yuna's fist, then his arm caught Shizu's sword, Shuna's with her left hand being stopped by Rimuru's right, and finally his left in defensive stance catching Velzard's kick with his shin. As he caught it and received the impact, it caused a sonic boom and shock wave from both the girls' movements and impact of their fist and kicks. Rimuru on the other hand smirked. He throwed Yuna and Shuna while evading Shizu's swing, then he countered Velzard's kick with his own 360 full moon kick, which is well known in Taekwondo, almost hitting her in the jaw. He then put his palm on Shizu's abdomen. Rimuru, hey. Shizu. Shizu was sent back towards the wall. Everyone was in utter shock. This happened in mere seconds. But then a pressure was felt from the girls. Devil. SHT. Lilith. OFCK. Grace. You idiots, if you have time for cursing then use that. I put up a barrier now. And just like THST, they all put up a barrier, including the aides of the wives. Diablo didn't make a move since he knew it wouldn't be necessary. Suddenly. Yuna. You did say to not hold back. Yuna was using her sword that she received from Rimuru. Velzard. I agree. Velzard had frost in her hand, the sword she wields, and Shizu with her beloved sword Kagura. Shizu. It's been a while since I used my sword. Flap. Shuna. It's better than not being to use them at all. Shuna stated with her fan opened. Rimuru. Ho. I guess I also need to take things a bit more serious. A rift appeared in front of Rimuru and slowly a jet black handle appeared. He held it firmly then slashed towards the mountains. As he did so, the sword materialized its blade with black and purple patterns. The mountains were cut. Everyone's jaw dropped from this and were in total shock. Guild Master. How can someone hold this much power? Reception lady. She wasn't joking when she said all those things. Gil. This. Lorena. Why Yuna-san was this strong? Lands. This has to be fake, right? Right? There's no way something like this is happening? Everyone couldn't hide their shock. It was inhumane. Gents. Fina, just who are they? Fina. Father, it is just something I can say here, but he will tell you later. Fina is also in shock, although she has seen the different battles through thought communication by Rimuru, but seeing it with her own eyes was different. Cliff and Nore arrived running. Cliff. What is happening here? Why is Rimuru fighting? Did a stupid adventurer provoke him? Everyone turned to Cliff. His face was visible, anxious and worried. Guildmaster. Cliff-sama, do you know them? Cliff. Shouldn't you have known them? All guilds should have received the initial notice of the heroes, right? Everyone could only be speechless. Cliff. So what's happening here? And the guild master explained the situation. Cliff. Sigh. I see. Then if that's the case, then let it be. They wouldn't go overboard as long as they aren't angry. Cliff sighed in relief while staring at Rimuru and the girls who were just standing looking for the right moment to strike. He knew that they wouldn't go overboard as long as it's not something personal and merely duels and sparring, since he have seen them serious once when Rimuru showed him his fight against Milam when she was in stampede mode. Grace. Ah, Cliff-sama, here's a chair if you want to watch. Cliff. I appreciate it. Cliff calmly sat on the chair. The others were dumbfounded at how calm he is. But he is actually excited to watch a battle amongst godlike beings. Rimuru. Hey, I'll take the first step then. Rimuru disappeared, then reappeared in front of Velzard. He slashed at her, but she evaded, then shifted her momentum on her left leg. She drew her sword, intending to strike upwards. Shizu blitzed at his back and closing all of his escape. Both girls sent a diagonal slash. Rimuru used the hilt of his sword to block Velzard and used the tip to block Shizu. He then used his leg to kick Shizu's front leg to out her off balance. Yuna, seeing this, immediately used her flash step to close the distance while slashing at Rimuru. Then he activated her gauntlet, prepared to punch him the moment he evades. As she predicted, he evaded. She lets go of her katana, then sent a strong left hook with fire element on it. Rimuru tried to escape, but Shunas used nature magic and sealed Rimuru's movements with vines. Seeing this, he decided to take the hit head-on. He imbued his fist with Haki, then clashed with Yuna's punch. Yuna lost and was sent back. Rimuru took the opportunity to escape. He then engaged to a fist fight with Yuna. Everyone could see this thanks to Diablo putting up a barrier where it was all slowed down, but everyone could still see their original movements, which is impossible for them with the naked eye to see. The punch sent a strong gust of wind everywhere. Had it not been for the barrier, then the whole city would have been destroyed from the start. Everyone rare sweating heavily, while those from the cardinal world merely saw this as the everyday norm. Fina and Nore were especially shocked from this. They haven't seen any fights before since they are young, and it would be dangerous, but right now they are enjoying it actually. Nore. Why I want to be strong to someday. Cliff, hearing this, had an awkward smile and laugh. Grace. If you want, I can train you to hold a sword. Cliff was surprised by this. Nore. Really? Grace. Of course. I am not one to brag, but I'm a direct student of Hikuro-sama, the greatest swordsman under Rimuru-sama. Not to mention Hikuro-sama is actually the teacher of Rimuru-sama in the sword. I am the only 5 direct and main disciples of Hikuro-sama besides Gobta-sama, Gazel-sama and Benimaru-sama. What she said is true. Those are the only people who have become Hussein disciples. The remaining people are those who merely learned from him directly but aren't considered main disciples. Shion and Soi have a different style but still came from Hei's style. They can be considered as main disciples as well. Cliff was shocked. He didn't know that Grace was such an important figure. Of course he knows of her being of high rank, but for her to be a direct disciple of the same teacher of Rimuru, that's say much more than some noble, being the junior disciple of the king, God, himself. Nore. Then I will call you sensei. Grace pats her head. She remembered the first time she met Hikuro. She didn't knew of him at that time and watched Hikuro's disciple fight. She prided herself with this, but with her status she didn't have friends and she couldn't even brag because of how much she was respected. Cliff. Then Grace-san, I'll leave her in your care. Grace. Hey, just call me Grace. Cliff-sama. As Rimuru stated back then, we are here not with our STSTUS. Cliff nods in understanding. But Nore wasn't the only person. Fina was watching Yuna with stars in her eyes. Fina. Yuna Wanichan is so strong. This is the first time she had seen her fight like this. She has only seen her with the wolves when she was attacked. Fina. Can I become strong too and fight besides her? Fina has a strong desire to be by Yuna's side. Grace looked at Fina's determined face, the same face she also had. Grace. Fina, do you want to learn swordsmanship under me too? Fina. Is that all right? Grace. Of course. You see, Yuna also has a gift for you later. Fina tilted her head cutely. Grace. Kawaii. She also asked me to train you, so do you want to? Fina nods shyly. Fina. Why yes, sensei. Grace. Hee, I like the sound of that. The exchange between Yuna and Rimuru was breathtaking, the sound of fist clashing, the air being distorted by the two and the terrain being changed. It all looked so naturally wonderful. This was especially wonderful for those who liked fighting. Adventurer. Wow, that lady is strong. Adventurer 2. Yeah, as expected of the bloody bear. Adventurer 3. Hey, let's give her a new nickname. How does the Valkyrie sound? Adventurer 4. That's good, then that girl over there is Ice Queen. Adventurer 2. Yeah, and over there is Flame Empress. Adventurer 5. Look, that girl looks like a shrine maiden. Adventurer 6. Then Himeko. Female adventurer. Kya, he looks so handsome, that beautiful azure hair. Female adventurer. That chaotic aura and beautiful face, the Chai's creator. Devil. How the hell did they get his title with such description? Lilith. I get the chaotic aura but beautiful face and azure hair. Grace. Well, as long as Lord Rimuru doesn't mind, I guess it all right. Finally Rimuru and the Furls decided to end it. Rimuru. Nihility collapse. 1,000 petals. Rimuru disappeared, then sent consecutive slashes on them. They somehow blocked some, but they were still slashed. The barrier was destroyed as well. He of course absorbed the magicules. Velzard. Sigh, we still can't win. Shuna. Seems so. Rimuru. It would be humiliating if I lose to my own wives. Rimuru held them. Shizu. That's true. The girls' mood were down since they actually made a deal. If they win, they will have their way with Rimuru for a week, mainly in bed. Of course Rimuru didn't want to deal with his thirsty wives or else he'll die. He will do it one at a time, but taking them together is a no-go. He has been ravaged many times. Of course his pride wouldn't accept it and tried to dominate them, but if Velzard and Shizu were thirsty, then he wouldn't be able to do no shit, especially when Seal joins them. Yuna on the other hand wasn't ready for that, but he was also disappointed cause she wanted TK experience it with Rimuru. Of course she didn't want to look desperate. Rimuru. So how did we do? Rimuru already knows the results but asked nonetheless. Guildmaster. I don't even know what rank TK give you. Rimuru. As expected, just give us rank SSS. We already talked with the king. You will receive a notice. Everyone was once again shocked by this. Guildmaster. Understood. And just like that, SSS rank adventurers are now in Cremonia. No idiot dared to provoke them, especially trying to hit on his wives, or else they're dead. The rumors immediately spread and the people were able to witness the mountains getting cut. With that much witness, none dared to doubt them. They felt safe having them around. Yuna. Gents, I need to talk with you and Tirumina later. Gents. Sure, but what is it about? Yuna. It's about Fina and possibly Shuri. You will know the rest later. Gents was confused but nods. He knows Yuna only wants what's best for Fina. Yuna and Rimuru went to Mylene to talk about the store she plans to make. Upon arrival she meet up with Tirumina. Yuna. Ah, Tirumina-san. Tirumina. Yuna, you sure made a big fuss around the city. Yuna. Hey, it's not my fault. Tirumina just giggles with her antics. She still couldn't believe this fragile-looking girl could be so strong. Yuna. But you weren't surprised with my look? Tirumina. I heard the rumors, you know, in your description. Your name was also mentioned. Yuna. But it's only been an hour since the fight. Tirumina. What did you expect with the mountain being cut? Yuna couldn't say anything. Tirumina. So is he your finance? Tirumina asked. Yuna shyly nods. Tirumina. I see, then please take care of her, she has become an important family member to us. Yuna was shocked. Tirumina was bowing to Rimuru. Fina was surprised as well. Rimuru. Don't worry, no harm will come to her. To harm my cute wife is equivalent to death sentence. Tirumina took his words seriously. She could tell the seriousness of it. It might sound like a joke, but she knew it was undoubtedly a warning towards those who has malicious intention against her. Tirumina. I am happy for you, Yuna. So what did you come here for, Yuna? Yuna. Well. Yuna is currently sitting besides Rimuru, and in front of them is Tirumina and Mylene. Mylene. I am still shocked from all of this, you know. Yuna. I know, Mylene. So a land, right? How about this? Yuna glanced at it. It was big and had a good spot. It was already decided that Tirumina would manage it. Yuna. Alright, I'll take it, and so they decided to take the location. Yuna. By the way, can I buy another land? Mylene. What for? Yuna. Well, I need a bigger house, you see? She immediately understood since Yuna is engaged and has more people. Mylene. Then how about this? Yuna took a look and it was actually besides her land. It was quite big. Mylene. No one wants a land outside the city, but with this you will be satisfied, yes? Yuna. Yeah, I'm surprised by the size. Why didn't I know of this when I first came? Mylene. You asked for a small land, you know, Yuna. Alright, so Yuna decided to take both lands. She went home with Rimuru and the rest. Up on arrival, Karen and Morin has prepared food to eat. Karen. Perfect timing, me and Mom prepared food. Yuna. Thanks, Morin. If anything, it is us who needs to thank you. Yuna. Hee. Karen. By the way, Yuna-san, we heard about it and even saw the mountain being cut. Yuna. Is that so? Yuna smirked towards Rimuru, while he smiled awkwardly. Karen. Yeah, I didn't know Rimuru-san was that strong. Rimuru. Sigh. Well, let's just say I rarely use that much strength. Morin. That's understandable, you and the rest are heroes, and with your power no monster could compare. Only your companions are even near the power you hold. Rimuru. So you understand. Morin nods. Yuna. Well, let's eat then. They sat on the table, then eat. Velzard. This is good, although not as good as Shuna, but still good. Shizu. I agree, it's delicious. Shuna. I have to be honest, it's close to my cooking when I first meet Rimuru-sama. Rimuru. You're right, be proud to have good talent in cooking. Both mother and daughter pair were happy with the compliments by this people. After eating, Yuna decided to build the house. She took away the old Besser house and built a new one. While building it, Karen and Morin were shocked and surprised, but calmed down, remembering that they are powerful enough to do extraordinary things. After finishing it, Yuna also put up some trees and garden. Karen and Morin were shocked. Rimuru. It's good, Yuna. Rimuru pats her head. Velzard. Fumu, it's wonderful and cozy. They went inside. Rimuru. Alright then, you two stay here for the night. Tomorrow we will go to the store. Both were a bit nervous since this is nonetheless a mansion. Yuna. Don't worry, you two, even if you break something it's not much of a value, and even valuable things aren't that important to us. People, mainly nobles, see valuable things as valuable because of their perspective in money, but for us money isn't that important. Both were relieved hearing this, but also enlightened because of her words. It was wise. Rimuru and the girls went to the main master's bedroom. It was big enough for all 5 of them. Grace and the rest took a bath before sleeping. Rimuru. So Yuna, how have you been taking all of this? Yuna. Everything is happening so fast, you know. Back then I was an otaku and gamer. But now I'm engaged to you and have so many people close to me. Everything has been so fun and lively. My life has become much more colorful thanks to everyone. Velzard. We're happy to hear THST, Yuna. Shizu. Indeed. Shuna. We are by your side now, Yuna. If you need anything, don't be afraid to ask us. Rimuru. We are a family, Yuna, so rely on us from now on. Yuna. Yes, thank you. I am truly lucky. Yuna thoughts as she smiles.